Guys, so first fish for the session, fell to a 9-foot zig. Oh, it's about 10 o'clock. Yeah, great way to start. I can't see any of you. But shall I have a look at the other side? There we go. Great way to start off with. We'll get it weighed in a minute.
So guys, this is our second fish of the session. Lovely 23 on the nose mirror. It was a drop back, absolute buzzing. Didn't tangle any lines, come in nice and straight, nice and easy. Get her up. Oh, calm her down. And there we have her. Absolutely stunning. Absolute beauty. Don't put up as much as a fight as Gavs, to be fair, but still. Fish number 2.
Morning guys. So last night me and Mikey, one fish each, but we just feel like we're missing something. One fish obviously ain't going to complain in the first night, gets the pressure off a bit, we know we're not going to blank in, but so for me I'm going to try a little something different. I'm going to try and think outside the box. So knotless knot, just made, a little bit of red foam on my zig, like that. So then hopefully that with a nice little tipper will sit like that, and anything coming in will mop that up. Well, that's the theory anyway, so we'll put that into practice. Normally I use just rigger liners, but just trying to think outside the box, see if we can pick them up a different way. So let's see how it goes. So here it is guys, this is what I'm going with. A little curve tipped with 3 little maggots. See the nice little one there, 12 foot. Let's see if we can do a fish.
Right, so the morning's been quite quiet, fishing through the night on 9-foot zigs, so I made an adjustment and a slight change to fish red zigs at 10.5 foot at range, and it seems to have ticked off and it feels to be a half decent fish, so hopefully I can land it, get it in. Everything feels massive on zigs.
Wait, where's the rod?
Yes.
Right, fucking hell, man, is that?
So the quick change in tactic, drop it to 10 foot, resulted in this 27 mirror. Tangled everyone up, but it's a start to the day.
So guys, it's a bit warm as you can see. They're not having the zigs high up, so as you do with zigs, you swap and change, you do what you need to do. So I've had a 12 and 11, nothing. Fraser next door's had a 10-foot zig and he's had a run. So I've dropped down to 10 footers, going to put them both out in 10 footers. Day bites are few and far between, and I know that at night we need to go into 9 footers, so get 10s out, give them a go, see what happens. So let's get it out there. Clear. clear.
Yeah.
Same tactic as before. We've changed the zig again. We've gone up to I think 11 from 10. And I've second take, first one come off. Let's hope we can hold on to this one. Small hooks. Let it do what it wants.
Crazy, they're both open. Just keep an eye on them Spods, haven't you? That one on the left, it's got nothing on it.
Right, again, chopping and changing all the depths of the zigs all day, even the colours. And she's resulted in a very angry 34 free mirror. Stop. Done? After bumping off 5 fish in a day, losing them, this one's turned up. Here's the other side. Unit. Short, dumpy and wide. That's how we like them.
Alright guys, can't exaggerate enough. 4 spoms. Mikey got his rod out. I put 4 spoms out over the spot, put my rod out, settled the bobbin, said to Mike, oh, let's have a minute. Screams off again. Oh dear. It's good fun. We've been waiting, well, actually probably 24 hours, haven't we? To get them on the spot. Now we've got them on the spot. Let's see how it goes. Oh, buzzing lads, absolutely buzzing. First 30 of the year, a B1, Linear B1. Oh, check that bad boy out. I'll take that all day. £30, £6. Beautiful. Oh, show you the other side.
Lovely fish, lovely and long.
Other side. There we go. Check that bad boy out. £30 and 6 ounce. Absolutely buzzing. Over the baited spot. We thought we'd give it a go this afternoon, and it's gone on a zig.
It's mint as well.
Lovely. Jesus Christ. Sorted pictures, landed the fish, wrapped back up, 23.5 wraps again, baited spot, 10-foot zig. I was resting, setting the bobbin, gone again. Crazy.
The next man is here. With a trusty beer and a chicken.
The hectic spell continues. We've just got the rod back out again, 4 spoms. Here's the result. Oh, what a belter. Mid-20, just got to take the net off. So it weighed at 27 something, which Mikey will tell us in a minute. Oh.
27.12.
27.12, and then minus the net. So, well, it's buddied itself up, but that's, what a beauty. Come on, let's keep on them fish. Oh yes.
So after watching Gav, getting all his stuff on film, I finally managed to get my own rod in, put 2 spods over the top of mine, and bang, mine's off. Feels alright, it feels quite decent. I'm in quite a lucky position because I've not got any of the rods in, so I've got all this right hand space to play it in. So I'm hoping it doesn't cart left and take out Gav's rods.
On purpose.
Right.
accidentally on purpose. So we'll see what this see what brings in. PB 24. I'm not saying anything yet. But if it's bigger,
Up, up, up.
I'm getting wet.
Yeah.
1912.
Right, so
He's had a fault.
this is the result. My first off the zig on the baited spot. Quality, just under £21 this is. Little kind of a linear. Stunning. Let's get her back. We'll get some photos done, get her back. Get back on the spots. And let's keep hauling. First one. Oh, here we go. Go back in there, girl. Get in.
Away she goes.
So between us, fish number 5 in the last hour that's been mayhem. Oh.
Only a little one, this one. Ripped off on the zig, but we'll take them all.
Beautiful. Oh, see that show just on the spot.
So the carnage continues. Had a lull of about probably half hour, 45 minutes. And we're back in. Gav just had a small one. This one feels a little bit bigger. Oh, it's just in and out.
Right.
So, after about a 45-minute wait, the fish seem to move away, but they've moved back in, resulting in my PB. It's absolute stunning. One of my favourite fish to catch as well, a common, and it's £27. PB, lads. £27 PB. Absolutely buzzing. Thank you very much. Get in. They've moved back on us again. We've had a mad hour. This one's got a bit of a slightly deformed tail, to be fair, but all welcome. Absolutely all welcome. Weighed in about, it was 25.1. So if I had this first, this would have been a PB, and then the common would have come, and I've had a double soaking. However, slip her back, get the rods back out, and crack on.
Go on, we go, Dan.
Ready?
Yeah. Going.
Going. Yeah.
That's 47.
Wow.
What did I just say?
47
Take the sling
pounds.
off. Take the sling off. But you gotta take the sling off.
So after 40 hours of waiting for a peg, here at B1, fishing zig at range over some Spod mix, I've gone and caught a new PB, so I'm about to get soaked. Let's show you. Was it 42? 42 pound 2. And she ain't very happy about it.
There she is.
Absolute beauty, mate.
42 pound 2. Well done, mate.
I thought you'd say that. I wasn't recording.
Oh, mate.
Morning, guys. Oh, sorry if I look a bit. It's 5:30. Rods we tried something different. We thought try and get an early run off the bottom. So I've put a bottom, well not a bottom bait, but I put a pop-up out on the bottom on a baited spot. This baby's just graced the net. Check that bad boy out. Screamed off. He's absolutely nailed in the bottom lip. Yeah, screams off. First one of the day. Let's try and capitalise on that. Come on, Mikey. It's absolutely freezing. It's definitely dropped down to -1 last night. Everything's frozen. But can't complain. Hands are cold, but it's a fish. And it's the first one off the bottom on a pop-up. So, let's show you again. If he stops messing around. He's angry. you go. There you go, guys. Absolute B1 special. Morning, guys. Bit of a delayed like intro video as such. Obviously we've been here now since Tuesday, got into the peg 4 o'clock. We're now just turning Thursday morning. It's just we've trickled the bait in, not put loads out, just trickled it in, couple of spoms now and again, and then fished far off the spot. Last night me and Mikey seen a few bubbles come up on the baited spot, a couple of shows, so we chucked the rods on it, found where they were, and we had some absolute crackers. I mean, it was 3 hours of absolute carnage, to a point where we were just landing fish, rod out, landing fish. It was great. Yeah, so I think we were on 10 fish between us, up to £30 6 so far. So absolutely buzzing start. We're just using a little bit of a Spod mix, hemp maize, liquids in there. So we had one off the bottom this morning though, which was great. Fish it baits pop up, came straight off the bottom on the baited spot. So he took the zigs off, bottom baits. 5:30, screamed off. Net was still frozen. It's crazy. Yes, can't complain. Third time at Linear on B1. So far 10 fish. Long way to go yet as well. So stay posted, guys. We'll keep you updated. See what we can do.
So after months in the planning of finally getting out after lockdown, a few of us arrived at, was it 11:30 Monday night, to decide there was no real free swims. So everyone else got a swim and I said I'm going to bunk up behind them for the first night, knowing I had to swim next door for the following evening. The guys didn't leave until 8 o'clock as it was getting dark, so I've already set up, chosen my spots. First thing out was a zig, because the boys were doing really well on the zigs. They're all on 10s and 12s, and I thought I'm being a little bit different. I'll do a 6.5, just because the cloud come over a little bit, and I thought I'm going to go a little lower down. So I'd been here 41 hours before I put a rod out. Within 45 minutes I had a 42.2 on the bank. New PB, UK 40, amazing. Literally zig over a Spod mix, very quick bite, incredible. This venue can beat you up or can be amazing, and for me it's been amazing. So hopefully today we're going to have a couple more. There's been another special fish caught this morning I won't mention yet, that'll be down to the boys. But I think our average size of fish is about 31, yeah. Maybe about 31, maybe 30, yeah. So it's been unbelievable so far. But yeah, more to come. See you soon. Just got some colour in there, it looks like a dirty tiger now. Oh, look at it!
Looks like Mikey could be in trouble again. Another soaking on the cards. Here you are, guys. Mate, that's a UK 40.
Mikey, come here.
No way.
Come here.
It's 46.10 with the sling.
46.10. 46.10.
Oh yeah, 46.4, 46.8. I'd say 46.10 with the sling.
Wow.
£3.
Wow.
Well, we weigh it, but
46.
£3.
46.
So
43.10.
For 43.10.
Oh my
43.
God. Right, go on.
Guys, can't believe I'm saying it. Another PB. This time I've smashed it. £43.10. I can't believe it. So, as is probably always tradition, I'm gonna get a little bit cold now. 43.10, lads and girls. PB.
That's wetting, boys.
It's more fun being this side of that.
43.10. Oh, absolutely buzzing. What a place this is. Right,
When?
releasing this beauty back.
Just checking your alarm's working.
And get it back. She's gone.
I know he's not full grab.
Yes! Oh. Get in! Where do we start? So, I think I've already mentioned we didn't get into our swim till 4 o'clock Tuesday night. So within 24 hours we've had, I mean, it's turned out to be a bit of a social really, because we've all managed to get on pegs all next to each other. So we didn't think it was going to be a social, but it's turned out to be a social. And we've had, it's what, 230s, 240s now. I can't describe the feeling of that 43.10 I've just had. Now everyone's calmed down and people have gone. You just reflection on it. It's just unbelievable. And to have it on the bottom as well, when most of our fish have come off zigs, and I've had it on a 12mm crab and krill pop-up from Fish It Baits. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable. So when we've sat down and me and Gav, when obviously no one's here, we spoke about tactics. We've decided what we're going to do, how we're going to approach the morning. We've said that we're going to wake up at 5:30, which we did, to a run, to be fair, because Gav, my alarm went off, and just as my alarm went off, his bite alarm went off. So we spoke to him, we saying we're going to spot some mixture in of just hemp, corn, hemp oil. We've added no boiler to the mix.
Nope.
So we did that this morning. We banged about 10 out. I'll put the pop on top, and then obviously this morning it's gone off. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
crazy,
mental. Sorry, I swear.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's just to register it. Bearing in mind, as you can see, we're fishing 2 rods each in a doubled up swim. We're fishing a tight baited spot in the middle, 1 rod each, and then we're both chucking slightly wider the spot to the right. But the bait application's obviously worked. The way we've been working together's worked. We've had a run off the bottom, Ivor this morning a 20, then Mikey's had a run off the bottom a 40. So they're not giving anything away. We've had zigs, we've had bottoms. They're not telling us. We're just sort of watching the water, thinking what to do.
Just following the fish.
Yeah.
Just doing whatever the fish are doing, we're following them. So if they're topping, we're banging the zigs. If they're not topping them, we're getting slicks off the spot. Clearly they're feeding on the bottom, so we're putting bottom baits out and we're getting crazy.
We've still got, so on Thursday morning, we've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday and half day Sunday. Anything
Crazy.
could happen.
Crazy.
Anything could happen.
So
fingers crossed. Just wallow in that 40s club, mate. I'll join you maybe one day this year.
So it's been a bit quiet on the old spot. However, just before 12, again, Fish It Baits crab and krill pop up over the baited spot. When I say baited spot, we've only lightly baited it. It's not a PB, but other than that, nevertheless, it's an absolute stunner of a fish. This is so nice at the scales. Such a lovely scale pattern. I'm not going to weigh it, but I'm going to suggest it's about 16, something like that. But you're very welcome. Midday bite. Let's get it back, get the rods back out.
Right, so being here for over 24 hours, seeing everyone catch around me was a bit disheartening. Seeing this afternoon the fish a little closer in, I pulled my rods in by 2 rod lengths, up my zig to 10.5 foot as I saw them on the surface, and then 2 hours later I got a new PB, which is 30 pound 2 ounces. Oh my god.
Stunner, to be fair.
Come on!
You say come on. Watch your camera.
They're over there like, how many buckets have they thrown?
No more. No more.
Oh, God. So, we've been waiting since the last fish. Probably about
3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours ago. He's not really been showing themselves today. Been the odd one topping. So this is, again, this is on zig. 10 foot.
We've currently got 2 on a baited spot, 1 each, and then Mikey's got a zig to the right of the spot, I've got a zig to the left of the spot, and it's the zig to the right of the spot that's come.
So, we've waited quite a while for this. 3 or 4 hours. We've been blessed.
Hi, Daddy.
Oh. With this. You alright, Isla?
Yeah.
Can you see the fish?
You're blurry.
Can you see the fish?
Blurry.
Fish, yeah. Wow, blurry.
So this is weighed about 27.
Hold on, 2
Lovely.
seconds. 2 seconds.
That's
Is that better?
about right. Yes, yeah.
Can you see it?
Ish.
There you go, look, you see that? Look at that. How heavy is that one?
£27. The trickster is in.
Look at that. Not happy at you, Drew. Loosen it a little bit, pal.
She's wrecking us.
Yeah, just loosen it a little bit, let him have it. Sure? Brother, I'm with you.
On the road, you can do it, man. 5, 4, 3.
Bring it back to the left, Tricks. Just don't fuck up with your line because you lost it there for a sec.
This is very rude. I was sitting having a beer and
Being
Fraser's
interrupted.
rod went off. So, got the old waders on, run out, was netting his fish, and then got screamed that my rod was going off. On a chod on the bottom. Everyone's been on zigs all day. And now she's decided that she wants to strip line, so hopefully it's a nice fish. Down, 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 down. Yes. Oh, hang on.
Somebody will help me out.
Hey? How much?
25.12?
Is it?
26, yeah.
He's getting a bucket!
Well, what did I say? I was in the water, landing Fraser's fish, and this little beauty come and grace me with a PB, 25.12, which I'm really happy about because it's on a chod, which is my favourite rig. Really? Oh, come on, boys. Is that all you got? Come on, Gav. What was that? You top! You absolute top! I'm an happy boy.
And just as we've done that, we had a double take off of it. And I noticed the spot we had previously had a slick and a group of fish on top. So I moved my right hand rod on an 11-foot black zig on top of them. And not shortly after, she's ripped off. I hope it's a good one. Number 19. I hope there's more to come. Linear at Linear. Please bring me your granddad. Please.
So good morning, guys. It is Friday morning now. I had a quiet night. Gav had 2 runs, but unfortunately they both come off. Just a very quick one of the rig that I was using.
for our pop up to the bottom. So it's very, very simple. I've made around about a 7-8 inch boom with the cord of fluorocarbon. They've been crimped at both ends. This is a 25 pound, and I've used the 6mm on it. So all I've been doing, added a yellow kicker to it, and then all I've been doing is putting yellow pop up, attaching it to the marker swivel, putting a little bit of putty on there so it sits just like that on the leg bed, and that's what I've had the rig on. The rest have been on zigs, so 10 foot, 12 foot, 9 foot, all different sizes we've had them on, because they're moving all the way up and down the levels. So today is being giving out pure sunshine this morning till about 1 o'clock, and then it's going to start to get really cloudy. So hopefully when that cloud comes in, the fish are going to start getting on a bit of the feed. So we'll see how today goes, but the session so far, we cannot complain. There's been fish coming out by all of us are caught now, so we can't ask more than that. So we'll see how we get on. I'm going to get this made up, probably get a few more spods in, see if we can get these fish on feed. Right, let's go.
Oh, I thought it was off the bottom. Actually, hold on, she's not ready. Oh, there you go.
Oh, and I thought it was off the bottom.
No, it is off the bottom.
So, just goes to show spodding in the morning does not scare them off, especially on here. They're so used to it, and it's where it's about 12-13 foot deep. And this has come off a pineapple dumbbell washed out wafter, yellow, over the moon.
Alright guys, so yesterday morning, yep, 30 hours. We've had 3 runs. You've just seen what's happened. We've got 1 in the sling. We just have to release 1, and the 3rd rod's gone. So they've turned up. We're going to get this one in, deal with that. It's a lovely common. Deal with this, and then get the rods back out. Feels good, this does. You've said it now, haven't you? 23.12. Is it? To get back on the spot or to the net in? No. I'm not putting any more rods out just yet. No. Let's get these fish sorted. Might be an anchor common again. Might have a few commons on the spot.
Yeah.
At least we get a double take for the first time. Get a nice picture. Get in, mate. We've got a nice pack of 20s on us. That's a 20. $37.14.
Is that with or without the net?
No, it's 40.14. So it's so close.
37.
37.14.
37.14. Get some water, man. Man, 37. 37.
How many are there? It's mad, isn't it?
So, it's took us 30 hours, but the fish have turned up. We're not going to keep this out for long because it is hot. So, this one has come in at
37.14.
37.14. This bad boy is, and this 37.14. Unbelievable. Cracking. We've had 3 takes in 3 minutes.
We slipped one of them back.
One was like a little £6 scale, a lovely fish, but
And this one
just want
come
to get
in.
it back and take care of these.
What was this one? 23.12.
23.12.
Little brother.
Stunning.
Check them out.
Right, we're going to get some quick pictures and then get these back out the sun. Right, let's get these back. Lovely brace. They're coming in a mirror.
Nice little water shot. This guy's angry. Check that bad boy.
37.
Absolute unit.
Right, let's get them back.
Oh, look at that. Hello, mate. Come on.
Now do a little
Let's keep them fish.
high five.
So a lot of questions we get asked is what we're spodding in. My honest opinion is keep it as simple as possible. Whatever you're used to using, use that. So what I've done on here, I've got the Rich Monkey chopper. Through there, I've put Osbait's Choco Nut, Fruity Squid, chopped it up just as really small pieces, so they've got to stay there for ages looking. Also, you see sweet corn, but I've also put 2 bags of sweet corn through the chopper, just so it mucks it up, crushes it up. Anything you can keep them rooting around, they'll stay out there longer for you. The other thing I've put in there, as you can see, is a lot of hemp. Hemp's a wonderful bait because where it's so small, it keeps fish rooting around for hours. The only other liquids in there are the water that I've cooked the hemp in, which I did at home, which is a real simple process. Get pre-cooked hemp, soak it for 24-48 hours, and then you cook it until it starts splitting. All you do is then you put it in the bucket, seal it, and it's all split, ready to rock and roll. As you can imagine, don't do it indoors because the wife won't be very happy. And the only other thing I've put in there is some tiger nut oil. Just because when I'm using the chocolate nut boilies, I want a little bit of an oil slick so I know where they are. When you soak your baits in oil, when the fish are eating it, the oil will come back up so you can know there's something on this spot or around the area, so it just gives you a rough idea of what's going on out there.
I haven't had a good view.
This one's got a little good view.
Really?
Get in.
Is it as big as the 5?
So, my biggest of the trip so far, 31.10. Another 30. My target was 2 this year. I've done that in 1 session on B1. Absolutely awesome fish. Oh, what a lump. Only one thing left to do. Let's go and get that third 30 in the PB. Oh, 31.10. Biggest of the session so far for me, and look at that for a brute. Oh, yes. Let's see if we can get that rod back on that spot. Oh. Get in, get in.
So we've been waiting all morning. We eventually moved on to the spot. The first one is coming in now. Let's see if we can get it in. She's about ready. Off the baiting spot again. And she's in. Yes.
Nice one.
Come on, Mike. The little scales on the belly, you know.
So, here comes the afternoon flurry, hopefully. First one. We've not weighed it yet, but I think it's going to be about £19, something like that. But, first one, and hopefully just on our spots. got the rods back out. Just going to get a couple of spods back over. We'll go through the spod mix in a minute actually, because we've not quite shown you that yet. And we'll show you what we've been spodding in. Very, very simple. So get some quick pictures and we'll slip her back. Go.
Morning gents and ladies, just thought I would talk you through our spod mix. So I know here at Linear everybody says boilies and a lot of them. We've gone for something different. I mean, nobody around us has been spodding, nobody at all. There's been the odd few now and again, so I said to Mike, we'll mix and mix up. We've gone for hemp, maize and super sweet corn. As you can see, all we've done in there is added a little bit of hemp oil, solely because it's quite windy out there, and with it being a little bit windy, if we want to know if our spot's slicking up, so we put the bait in, and then if the fish get on the munch and it starts slicking up, then we know that they're on the feed. It's worked as well so far. It's done us quite a few fish, so fingers crossed, hook baits are now on the bottom. Hopefully they get on this munch and we have a few more fish. So, ooh, good enough to eat. Cheers guys. Well, it's been a long time coming guys. But yeah, we've been watching the water. We've had probably three shows over the spot, and then all of a sudden left rod ripped off. Let's see if we can get this in. Get in the net. There we go. One rod off the spot, three still on it. Oh, what a mental quick double take. Me and Mikey in the water. Key, getting the rod back on the spot. Literally just about to get the other fish out. Screams off again. This being the smaller one. So let's show you this one. Oh, look at that. It's come up, was it 29.3 less the sling. So you're looking about 26.3. Yeah, lovely fish. So this is the second one of the double take. Oh, check that. It's going to be a nice one when it's bigger, this one. Oh yes. Quick double take. The place sometimes is unreal. Switches on, switches off. But check that bad boy.
Bivvy check. Bivvy check. Alright Gav. Just a bivvy check mate. On surprise inspection. Oh dear. Not very tidy is it mate?
Fishing mate.
Wow.
It's taste tidy when you're fishing.
Dirty socks. Oh mate, that's disgusting. Ugh. Oh, that didn't go well, did it?
Get out. Get out.
So, last night.
Always a takeaway on the last night, innit?
Pizzas, chicken wings. This is Robbie, by the way.
Hello.
Come on.
It's your buddy. Oh, to be fair, you could have eaten like kings all week, couldn't you?
Bloody had kings on the bank. So, food-wise, what do you all tend to eat on the bank? We tend to eat like kings, don't we?
We had a curry the first night.
Oh, we had a lovely curry, courtesy of Anthony here.
Pre-cooked at home and just heat it up. Beautiful.
Yeah. Second night we've had steak.
Can't beat a bit of steak on the bank.
Then we had that stir fry.
Oh, like tandoori chicken stir fry, yeah.
What did we have last night?
Barbecue pork belly and...
Belly pork, yeah.
We had belly pork and lamb chops last night.
Oh, they're good too.
No, you do eat like kids.
Pizza and chicken wings tonight.
Fraser did the barbecue run.
Yeah.
Rod's back on the spot, ready for the night. Sponge put out.
I just need to bring mine in and bang me pop-ups back on.
Yeah,
Ready for the night. And then, I'm going to, just before dark, bang some more bait out.
So they either move into us during the night, or the bait's there ready for the morning.
Oh yeah.
So,
Hope we get a couple tonight.
all we need is a PB for you, Owen.
We're on. Mikey, down whatever's in that cup.
It's Pepsi.
I don't know. Down it. Down it.
God.
Down it. It's Pepsi.
I can't.
It's because he's got small
It's fizzy.
mouth.
Pass the buck then.
Huh?
Pass the buck.
It's because he's got a little mouth.
Oh,
You been beering?
Lad, serious question. Is a fish in water
There's
wet?
a fly in here.
Yes. What?
Is a fish it's submerged in water wet?
You asked me yesterday. Yes, anything that is inside water is wet.
Yeah, of course it is.
Is
You
this a
put that on our
terminology?
chat with Neil Spoonerman.
Was that
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, you didn't answer it, did you?
Because I looked at him and went, what?
Yes,
As if
anything
I'm
that's
gonna ask
inside
Neil
water
that.
is wet.
Anything
Why didn't you
Wet
ask
is
Neil
for
that?
liquid.
Because I asked
Anything
Alex
inside
and
liquid
Cole
or
and they put it on their
submerged
question
liquid is
video
wet.
on YouTube.
Anything
Is that-
in
is that
water is
quite-
wet.
Is that quite?
I'd say yeah.
Is it though? Because you dip your hand in water and bring it out into the atmosphere and your hands
But wet is a terminology for
wet
something that's in
because it's in
liquid.
the atmosphere. But if it's submerged in water,
It's wet.
is it wet?
Yes,
Is it
because
though?
it's liquid.
I don't know.
Wet is a terminology for something that's covered in liquid. If your hand
Yes,
goes in,
yes,
it's covered in liquid.
in the atmosphere.
No,
So
wet.
you say, so what you're saying is a fish in water is dry
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's
That's the end of
submerged,
it.
in wet water.
but a fish doesn't actually get wet inside.
Well,
does it?
is water wet?
Is water
Oh.
wet? Water
You
itself
just
might
boggled
be.
his head now.
I don't know. I
'Cause if
don't know
water-
the answer to this question. That's why I'm asking.
I don't understand what's going on.
If water's wet and the fish is in the water, then I'm saying it's wet. Personally. That's the...
But then you'd call something wet if it was in an atmosphere, like outside.
When I'm in the atmosphere and I'm dry.
Exactly. But if it rains, you'll be wet.
Yeah, because I'm getting wet with water.
So if it,
Liquid.
Liquid.
I'm
Covered
so
in liquid and
Wet.
wet.
But you're not submerged in it.
Wet is a terminology.
I'll be up with you,
You're right.
the Spod.
It's not a thing.
What he said.
What's that? He's going to swab pizza out.
No.
Anthony, how many slices of pizza can you put in?
None. I've eaten them all. So I guess 8.
Hey guys, I have no idea what time it is. Look at the scale pattern on this. It's ripped off middle of the night. Left hand rod, the paddle on it, scales across the back. What a gorgeous fish. Oh, 24 pound on the nose. Yeah, nice little wake up call. So, looked at the bivvy, 2 runs in the night, 24 and a 18 or something like that. I've wrote them down so I know the weights, but yeah, looks at the bivvy. Mikey's going, I'm going to put a couple of spoms out, mate. Done it every morning. Gets out, stands up, looks at the bobbin, third spom, off it went. To this unrighty. It's only a little one, but first run of the day, they all count. We're nearly at the end. Epic adventure this one. I've had plenty of fish. So as you can see, it's time for the pack down. Got to get all that in a little transit. Yeah, rods are still on the spots. We're into last knockings. Got a couple of hours, but we can start loading the van. Get the rods in last. Yeah, hopefully one more run. Hopefully. So if you see me again, we've had another run. If you don't, then we haven't. So fingers crossed. So, as any good fishing trip, it must come to an end. Van's packed, pegs handed over to the next. I think we're up to 27 fish. Nothing since this morning. It looks like they've moved off us a little bit, but yeah, it's been an epic trip. PB's smashed, can't complain. It's going to take about a year to edit this. But yeah, so that's us done. Linear B1. Tick. On to the next one. See you in September, St. John's. Cheers guys, see you later.